Today, I want to talk about something that nobody ever seems to genuinely really want to address. I have never really fit into the mold of what is beautiful or the standards of beauty in my country. Those standards being light skinned, curvy, big butts, long hair, curly hair, looser texture than 4C. And so, because I didn't look like that, I was never really seen as beautiful to the majority of the population. Crazy, I know. It's crazy how we allow people to shape the way that we think of ourselves because, not to toot my own horn, baby, but beep beep. I know I'm beautiful. But for some reason, I've always been close to people who match the beauty standards of my country. And because I've been so close to them, I've honestly been able to observe quite a few things. I got to see how people treated them, and I mean how they really treated them. And while there are many privileges to being beautiful, we cannot deny, or I cannot deny, that there are many disadvantages as well. And this video is not meant to deny that pretty privilege exists. That's not the case at all. I'm just here to highlight the nuances that might exist in this particular situation. Now, some of these things are things that I have personally observed, and some of it is what I have gathered from speaking to people close to me. So some of it is from a third person point of view. So if it wasn't obvious enough, today I want to talk about the fact that pretty isn't always a privilege. Sometimes it can be a curse. And the first thing I want to talk about is the fact that people seem to have this preconceived notion of what they think pretty people act like. And this is one I want to mention because this is something I got to see play out and I really had to identify within myself. I remember meeting one of my friends for the first time at work, and I immediately thought to myself after seeing her, you know what? Yeah, she's stuck up. And I honestly couldn't have been any more wrong about anybody in my entire life. She to this day is still one of the realest, most down to earth persons I have ever met. And because of the nature of our jobs, I got to see a lot of people also meet her for the first time and watch them soften once they realize that that's not how she actually is. And this is not the only preconception that people have of beautiful people. Sometimes it actually does work in your favor. Sometimes people think you are smart, you're rich. That could be a disadvantage based on how you look at it. And it's also linked to classism in my society. A lot of the people who are upper class are light skinned, white, or mixed with different races. And on the other hand, sometimes people see beautiful people, especially women. Well, beautiful women. Let me also say, before I go any further, I'm really far already, but before I go any further, this is really about beautiful women. And I've noticed that sometimes people actually think you're ditzy and you're not smart at all just because you are beautiful. If we really look at the way how intelligence is portrayed in movies, it's it's almost never that we see a beautiful woman being the smart one, or like in the case of Legally Blonde where she was seen as stupid the whole time, and the moment she applied herself she proved to be actually really smart. But that's not usually the case. So a lot of times people think that because you are beautiful that you're not as intelligent as someone who might not fit into certain standards. And so they don't really take them seriously, which I think would be so frustrating to know that you have worked so hard and you've actually done the work and you are, intelligent, but just because of how you look, people automatically downplay your efforts. I think that would be very frustrating. The other thing is that it might be hard for you to really develop genuine friendships, and there are many different reasons why this may be the case. People are sometimes fake nice just to get close to you. So many people are fake. And if they believe that being close to you can bring any type of benefit at all, best believe they'll be fake just to get that whatever benefits may come along with that. For women, sometimes this your beauty is linked to your status in society. So it's not really hard to believe that sometimes people may befriend you just so they can benefit from whatever comes from that. And it might not be something that might bring them immediate or monetary gain, but there are many different ways that people can benefit from being close to a beautiful person. Beautiful people can get through doors that might not be open to everyone. In our world where social media and image is so important to everybody, even posting with somebody who is conventionally attractive can get more eyes on you and increase your status. Everything these days is sadly so transactional. Everybody always seems to want to see how much they can get out of every single interaction. Imagine being there thinking that you have really developed genuine friendship when the person on the other side is just really wanting to use you. It can also be hard to make friends because people are jealous of you. Real life scenario, look at Selena. Don't need to say a word more. But these things really are happening. The same people who are supposed to be in your corner clapping for you, the same people who you clap for, are secretly in competition with you. People can give you a hard time just because they think you have everything so easy. They try to humble you and point out all your flaws at every single opportunity they can find. People can also discredit your achievements and chalk it up to pretty privilege. How many times have you heard it said that somebody slept their way to the top or slept with a professor to get good grades? I'd love for you to tell me how many times, or if there was any scenario that you heard of where these things were being said about the person and they were not conventionally attractive. Imagine doing your very best at something, and every single time you pass a milestone or you achieve something new, everybody says it's because you're of how you look. And you know what? The last thing I wanted to get into is relationships. Now listen, relationships are hard for everybody. Everybody is having a hard time. But it seems that the more beautiful you are, it should be easier, right? It should be easier the more beautiful you are, but it's actually not. One thing I'm seeing is that I think a lot of people view beautiful people as a trophy, as something to be attained, something to conquer. And then when they actually get you, or it's like mission accomplished, that's it, that's the end. Having a genuine connection where somebody actually views you as a valuable person and not just somebody to be pretty beside them sometimes seems like a hard thing for people who are conventionally attractive. And you know what? They have a lot of suitors. That's not the problem. They have a lot of suitors, but who is genuine? Who is actually here and wants to be here because they genuinely like you for you and not because they want to have you as a status symbol? Because let's be real, when men have a beautiful woman on their arm, it's a status symbol for them. If you are a man that's not you is not attractive, having a beautiful woman automatically gives you a few more points. If you're a man who is broke, having a beautiful woman also gives you a few more points and makes more women attracted to you. So who is really here? Who is genuine? And then when you do find somebody that you think you have a connection with, here comes the insecurities. Like, you can't just be any type of man dating somebody who is attractive. If you are an insecure person, leave those people alone. Because one thing's for certain and two things for sure, people will be trying to get at them just the same way you did. You have to trust your partner. A lot of people don't have that trust in their partner, and so they become very insecure, very sometimes controlling, and want to dictate who they can talk to or be manipulative, trying to control them in a certain way. So to wrap it all up, I would say that it's easy to look from the outside in at somebody who has things that you may want, or somebody that has things that you don't have, because not because you don't have it means you want it, but have something that you don't have and judge them and think that their life is peaches and cream when it's not. What I would love for us all to do is like be conscious of our thoughts. Like, this is something that I try to practice, especially now, is being conscious of what I'm thinking in that moment. What does this situation trigger in me? So I would love for you to like really sit with your thoughts the next time you meet for the first time a beautiful person or interact with somebody who is conventionally attractive in your circle or in your life. What are the thoughts that you experience? I would really love to have a discussion because I think the disadvantages of beauty are not discussed enough and there can be many. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. And listen, if your subscribe button is lighting up when I say subscribe to my channel, if it's lighting up, you need to do the right thing and click that subscribe button and subscribe to this channel. I have a lot of thoughts and I don't have a lot of friends to express them with. So I would love to hear, like, I would love to have discussions with you in the comment section. I would love to have a chat.